some breaking and potentially explosive news today, which is that the UFOs Commission, basically within the Pentagon, will be giving some findings and reportings to the Senate Intelligence Committee. This unit is inside the Office of Naval Intelligence. Now, Senator Marco Rubio saying that it's important for the public in order to find out more. But the real bombshell here is actually an interview in the New York Times by a man named Eric Davis. He's an astrophysicist who worked on the subcontractor and a consultant for that program since 2007. Now, Mr. Davis had this to say. He now works for Aerospace Corporation. He said he gave a classified briefing to the Defense Department agency as recently as March about retrievals from, quote, off-world vehicles not made on this Earth. So,
what?
There you go.
That is crazy.
He said he gave classified briefings on retrieval of these unexplained objects to staff members of the Senate Armed Services Committee on October 21st, 2019, and to staff members of the Senate Intelligence Committee 2 days later. So we are going to need to see the transcript of those documents, and I'm going to call for Marco Rubio in order to release all of that.
We need full transparency here.
Yeah,
the people need to know.
Absolute full transparency. But this is a bombshell accusation. And as far as I can understand, this is the first revelation about the most recent testimony given to the Senate Intelligence Committee regarding this matter ever since the story was broken open in the Times back in 2017.
Right. Well, and you recall this all came from, you had a number of military pilots who were seeing these unexplained objects
and all that.
And they're, we've all seen the videos. Yeah, the way that they move was so inexplicable. They actually had to set up a system so that pilots could report these incidents. They do say in the New York Times that some of the fragments of material that were called into question as potentially off-world, as that one defense contractor put it, had been tested and found to be man-made. So there are certainly potentially earthly explanations
military
for what is going on here. Yeah, I mean, that's the most likely thing if it's of man-made origin, but pretty wild development.
Huge development. I actually encourage everybody to go read Annie Jacobson's book. She was on Joe Rogan's podcast as well. She talked about this. She has a pretty wild theory about, well, not theory, she claims it's confirmed. I don't know, about the UFO sightings in the 1940s and about how it was really like a Russian military program.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Surgeries and all this other stuff. So again, I don't know. Like, who knows what the truth is here and what exactly is going on, but that nobody was giving this nearly enough attention. Off-world vehicles not made on this Earth. And he testified that, I don't know if he was under oath or not, but it was a classified briefing to the Senate Armed Services Committee, to the Senate Intelligence Committee. And the one good thing about our government is that they write everything down. And I want to know exactly what he said.
Yeah.
Exactly what he said.
Well, and Senator Reid, who was former Senator Harry Reid, of course, has been one of the sort of primary movers and shakers on bringing some of this stuff to light. And he very much is of the belief that there have been off-world vehicles here.
He actually gave this quote again to the Times here. After looking into this, I came to the conclusion that there were reports, some substantive, some not so substantive. There were actual materials that the government and private sector had in their possession. This is in reference to the crashes of objects of unknown origin, which may have occurred, and materials which have been studied, some of which could be off-world. So there we go, folks.
We will definitely keep you updated on this one, and we'll have more rising for you after this.